This is a video review of the syllabus for Chemistry 121, winter term 2024. My name is Robert Kovacic. You can call me Rob. This is a 5-credit class, and this is fully online, including doing your labs at home. There's a phone number for me and an email address, and either of those are good to get a hold of me. Email is probably easiest. Also, you could use messaging within Moodle. I'm very available for online tutoring. If you've got a problem, you can fire off an email to me, and I'm usually available to talk right around whenever you're asking. And if not, we can schedule something quite soon. The textbook is this chemistry second edition. It's from OpenStax, and it's a PDF, and it's free. You're going to need a scientific calculator, and I don't have it on here. I don't know why, but you need a periodic table. Okay. This class is a general chemistry class for somebody who hasn't had any chemistry before. This is intended for somebody who's going into a four-year institution where they're going to need a lab science, and some healthcare stuff will also require you to take Chem 121. The nursing program here requires Chem 121 to get into the biology, which you need to get into the A&P, which you need to get into the nursing program. So lots of reasons why you might be here. All right, so I am expecting you to be able to assess the impact of general chemistry and phenomenon on the everyday life, including environment and health. What this outcome is talking about is I need you, when you're finished with this, to be able to look around you and just realize how much stuff is the way it is because of chemistry, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But pretty much everything that you're touching and using and whatnot on a daily basis, eating, chemistry has to do with it. And I want to make sure that we understand that. I'm going to need you to apply critical thinking skills. And most of that is around lab, but I definitely have some stuff that you're going to be doing in this class where you're going to have to think about what's going on so you can correctly answer a question. So there are times when I will try to fool you, and I'm expecting you to see through the ruse. All right, number 3 here is formulate mathematical and chemical models based off quantitative and qualitative reasoning in order to solve problems. The math thing, you might have been thinking to yourself in high school, when are you going to be using this math? And the answer is now. You're going to use the math that you used in high school now. That's what I'm expecting of you for this class. Math 95 is the prerequisite, co-requisite, and so that's high school math. All right. Communicate complex scientific concepts and reasoning effectively, both orally and through formal or written in writings and reports. So you're going to be creating lab reports after you do your labs, taking photographs of those labs, and then you're going to be submitting those labs showing me exactly what it was you did and how you got the results that you did. The results that you come up with need to be data driven. So you need to be able to show that the reason that you gave this answer to this problem is because you have this data during your laboratory. Collaborate effectively with a diverse team. The online portion of this makes it a little hard, but there is some collaborative effect within Moodle. And so there'll be some talking amongst yourselves. And then the last one is critically evaluate sources of scientific information to determine the validity of the data. This is phenomenally important, especially now where people post things online and people read them and then just think that they're true, and they're not. So what we're looking for is for you to be able to look at some sort of source of information and determine if that source is a reliable source or not. Maybe it's a drug company talking about how good their drug is. So they probably don't have your best interest at heart since they're looking for some money. If you're looking at a source, you need to make sure that that source is non-biased, that they're only doing it so they can learn, not because somebody's paying them to do it. All right, so I expect people to be logging in several times a week. Late homework, you're going to get grade reductions for that kind of stuff. There isn't any extra credit, so just concentrate on that. We'll see in the calendar how I'm trying to keep everybody on task. The grading is what you would expect: 90 for an A, in the 80s for a B, 70s for a C, 60s for a D, and anything less than that is an F. every single point in this class is worth exactly the same. So if you miss a point on a homework assignment, it's the same as missing a point on a quiz or a lab or a forum posting. There's a calendar on Moodle that you probably want to be paying attention to. I want to make sure that everybody's uploading everything as a PDF. Everything needs to be uploaded as a PDF. If you don't know how to do that, I've got a tutorial about how to do that, and we can always talk and work our way through that. You don't have to pay for Office or anything like that. Microsoft Office, you can use something like OpenOffice or LibreOffice. Those things are both free. All right, so you'll have 22 homework assignments. We have 11 weeks of class. So you basically have 2 homeworks per week, and they're each worth 10 points. So that'll add up to a total of 222 or 220 points. You'll have 1 paper, and the paper itself is worth 20 points. And then posting what you're going to be writing your paper on is going to be worth another point. So a total of 21. You're going to be picking a vitamin, and you're going to write a short paper about that vitamin, describing what it is and what it is that it does. And you're going to need to come up with some APA sources to cite the information within your lab. The participation is you pulling questions out of the textbook for a given chapter and a given week, and then answering somebody else's post that they have created. So this is a little chart telling you for which week, which chapter you're going to be posting questions for. There'll be a total of 11 quizzes, and the quizzes are 10 points each, and so that's 110 possible. And the quizzes are, for the most part, multiple choice, and they get pulled questions get pulled out of a test bank, but the first one is actually not multiple choice. You'll be reading something and writing a paragraph about it, but the rest of them, they're 10-point multiple choice. There's a to-do thing. This will make more sense when you watch the review of Moodle, but I want to make sure that everybody gets everything done, and there's a way in Moodle to know quickly if you've done everything. And so 5 points if you get everything done. There are 10 labs. The labs are worth 20 points apiece, so that works out to be 200 points. And so you'll be doing these at home. So that means you're going to need some sort of kit, and we've got the kit here at the college. And so you're going to need to come to the college that first week of class. I'll post times when I'm available, and you'll sort of be creating and picking up your kit at the same time. So expect to be 20 minutes to maybe 40 minutes, depending on how fast you take care of things. The labs, you're going to need to take photos of your process and submit those along with your report as a PDF. And then the lab kit's 5 points for picking up your lab kit and 5 points for dropping off your lab kit before the end of the term. And if you do not, your account will be charged $300. The lab rules, we need to make sure that wherever you are doing your lab, that there aren't any obstacles there aren't any distractions. If it's going to be in the kitchen or in the garage, that you don't have anybody around to basically distract you or get in your way. You need to be wearing eye protection at all time. You need to make sure that if you're wearing contacts, you need to take those out and put glasses on. You can't wear contacts, and you need to be wearing safety glasses. No practical jokes and whatnot. And the most important thing for this is make sure that what you want is what you have. There are many like white powders associated with chemistry, and they have completely different properties. So if you're putting one white powder in and you meant to put a different white powder in, you could get a completely different reaction, one that could be kind of dangerous depending on your situation. So make sure you've got what you want. So we've got the calendar here, and our calendar is showing you that you're going to always have a homework due on Wednesdays. You're always going to have a homework due on Fridays. You're going to be posting your 2 questions to the discussion forum on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday you'll post those. And by Thursday, you need to make sure that you've answered the question that that somebody else posted. Every Monday, you're going to have your lab due. And then you'll have quizzes due on Fridays. And all of these things are through the end of the night. So at 11:59 p.m., if you haven't turned them in by then it's going to be late after that. So you can see this just goes through, and every single week you're doing the same thing. A lab due on Monday, homework postings due on Tuesday, a lab due on Wednesday, or homework due on Wednesday, a discussion board posting on Thursday, and then another homework and your quiz due on Fridays. So I kind of set you up so you could get stuff done during the week and do the labs on the weekends, but you can do it however you like. You could really get ahead of yourself and do everything in the first few weeks if you want. There's no restriction from keeping you from completing this as soon as possible. So totally up to you. And then the last part of the syllabus, all the syllabus at the college should have these policy statements about academic honesty, about disabilities, about non-discrimination, about flexibility. Flexibility probably isn't a big deal for us because this is usually a weather situation and we're online, so it shouldn't be a big deal. You know, unless we have a situation like we did a few weeks ago where we fully lost internet for more than a day. Maybe it wasn't that long, 12 hours or so. Alternate assignments that goes along with accommodations. Then here's our diversity, equity, and inclusive statement. And if you have any questions, you can always contact Student Services for any help. And that is it for the review of the syllabus. Thanks for watching.